Coming up, a jury orders the city of Sarasota to pay damages in a lawsuit tied to what's become a very expensive lift station project. Plus, we'll have more on 9 new nonstop flights coming to Sarasota Bradenton International. And reaction as a Florida county devastated by Hurricane Michael accepts votes through email. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, a controversial lift station project in Sarasota just grew more expensive. A jury siding with one of the original construction firms in a dispute with the city over the long-delayed project. The cost of lift station 87 has gone from $9 million to now nearing $50 million, with this latest setback costing the city another $7 million. ABC 7's Ray Collins has been covering the story for over 10 years and joins us with an update. Ray?
Scott, a lot of numbers here. Add another $7 million to the overall cost of lift station 87. The city lost a suit to one of the original construction firms. The jury awarded the company about $600,000 due to the breach of contract, but the city spent more than $7 million on legal fees in that case. So what will be the city's biggest sewage station is still going up in Lukewood Park on Mountain 301. Here's an artist rendering for you. It's 2 years from completion and about 10 years past the deadline. Again, the cost has gone from about $9 million to about $50 million. One former commissioner candidate says the city is fortunate, though, that many taxpayers aren't following this case.
How did it ever get to this? 10 years late, still not done, turning what could be a beautiful park into a wastewater treatment plant. This is exactly what happens when people aren't looking. It's the government that you get when you don't vote.
We reached out to City Manager Tom Bowen for comment, but one of his spokesmen said he isn't available for comment this week. Scott?
All right, Ray, thank you. A head-on collision along River Road in Northport leaves 2 people dead. The crash happening around 7:30 last night near East River Road. Police say 57-year-old Kimberly Sobzak of Englewood and 56-year-old Thomas Thule of Rotunda West were both killed. The cause and who was at fault are still under investigation. A section of River Road was shut down for several hours last night, but is now back open. Florida Highway Patrol investigating a separate fatal crash in Sarasota County. It happened in I-75 yesterday afternoon near the Bee Ridge Road exit. Troopers say 53-year-old Dean Hashtani of Sarasota was heading north. He tried to move into the middle lane when it was not clear. He then overcorrected, ran off the road, and his SUV flipped over several times. Hashtani was not wearing a seatbelt and was thrown from the vehicle. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Big news out of Sarasota Bradenton International Airport this morning. Travelers will now have more flight options. Allegiant Air adding 9 new routes at SRQ. ABC 7's Marla Spence has the story from the airport today.
These 9 new routes with Allegiant Air is bringing in a bulk of business and customers to Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, routes that many customers can now start booking before the holidays.
These are all non-stop, ultra-low-cost flights. They're going to be twice weekly and they're year-round.
New routes will go to a list of destinations including Syracuse, Baltimore, Asheville, Richmond, and Nashville. The additional new routes will draw nearly 160,000 new travelers to the airport, causing a big economic boost and a few $1 million being poured into the airport.
We're expecting, tens of thousands new travelers to the area, and really we've seen the demand for these flights. Sarasota Bradenton's a beautiful area, and so many people want to come here to experience everything it has to offer.
We're told over this year, nonstop flights have more than doubled. A few months ago, there were only 17 nonstop routes, and now there'll be 26 with the new addition of these new flights. Reporting in Sarasota, Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Marla, thank you so much. Meteorologist John Scalzi joins us now, and I think a lot of people who fly here obviously come here for the warm weather.
Oh, yeah.
And they would get it this week, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they get a little of everything this week.
Yeah.
But I mean, even when it turns cold, it's going to be much warmer than it is in every other part of the country.
Yeah.
We're the only place that hasn't seen any really cold air yet, We're seeing today, again, near record warmth. I mean, for the last 2 days, we've either broken records or tied records. And we're on our way to doing that again today. But by the time we get to the end of the week, I think a delightful change for a lot of folks will be coming onto the Suncoast. Yes, we do have a few showers around like we had yesterday, but they're few and far between. I put the rain chance at about 30% today. You can see on radar there's a few out in the Gulf waters. There's a few down to our south around Lake O. What we'll see is that some of those showers down to the south will lift north and they'll move quickly across the region as we head through the afternoon and evening hours, not producing a whole lot of rainfall, but there'll be sprinkles. So we'll watch for that later on today. Temperatures again way above average, 84s, 5s, 6s across the boards. We have a few places that are a little cooler than that, but in general, we are looking at some very, very warm temperatures once again. I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see us get up to, again today, up to around 88 degrees for a daytime high. Got some cloud cover as well, some showers down to the south blowing off, some cloud cover coming across our region, nothing really too terribly heavy yet. I think tomorrow we'll probably end the day up with mostly cloudy skies as that mass of clouds that you see just to our north, that frontal boundary, begins to get a little bit closer to us. So if you go through the day, I think what's pretty safe to say we'll probably, I hit the wrong graphic button there. Anyway, that should say a daytime high of about 88 degrees and then take us to a 30% chance of rain through about the 7 o'clock hour. I have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. CNN is suing the Trump administration, demanding that correspondent Jim Acosta's credentials to cover the White House be returned. The network citing it violates the constitutional right of freedom of the press. The administration stripped Acosta of his pass following President Trump's news conference last week, where Acosta refused to give up a microphone when the president said he didn't want to hear anything more from him. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders said, quote, "This is just more grandstanding from CNN, and we will vigorously defend against the lawsuit." Florida's election recount of its Senate and governor's races chugging along as more irregularities are uncovered. Manatee County had to restart its recount after getting about a quarter of the way finished because someone forgot to push a button. In Broward County, additional sheriff's deputies were sent to guard ballots and voting machines. A judge says no Republican who has publicly alleged fraud in Broward's process has filed a criminal complaint. That list includes President Trump and Governor Rick Scott. Bay County, Florida's election supervisor, is defending his choice to let some voters illegally cast ballots by email. Supervisor of Elections Mark Anderson says he had to take care of nearly 150 voters displaced by Hurricane Michael. He says he and his staff made sure they signed an oath, verified identification, and secured the information. According to Anderson, the ballots were returned by email, similar to policies for overseas voters. Secretary of State Ken Dentzner, who issued an executive order on extending early voting, said, quote, "Voting by fax or email is not an option." But Anderson insists he did the right thing.
Anyone that feels in the devastation that we experienced and the categories or the limitations that we had on our citizens of Bay County, if you want to turn around and take these votes away from voters because it's not the normal prescribed issue, I would just say you ought to be ashamed of yourselves, because what we did is take care of voters.
Local media reached out to Secretary Dentzner's office for comment, and they have not heard back yet. Democratic gubernatorial candidate Andrew Gillum has expressed outrage about the vote by email ballots. President Trump tweeting yesterday the election should be called for Gillum's Republican opponent Ron DeSantis and Governor Rick Scott, who is running for Senate. The president claims an honest vote count is no longer possible. Gillum questioned the Republicans' rush to stop counting votes when the new governor won't be sworn in until January. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a rare polio-like illness now confirmed in 26 states, and parents are fearing the CDC is not doing enough. And a new set of guidelines indicates just how much exercise we should all be aiming for.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
It's a brand given life by craftsmen with seductive Italian styling. the Alfa Romeo Giulia. Stelvio.
Get yours at Sunset Maserati, Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
There are lots of people who are confused about which Medicare plan is right for them.
Hey, that's me. I barely know where to start.
Well, start here with me, Karen. I'm a licensed Humana sales agent.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Karen. I'm John Smith.
Hi, John. At Humana, we know you're unique, so you have different needs from other John Smiths.
Yeah, I've always thought so.
And together, we can find a plan that's right for you.
Great. I go to the doctor a couple of times a year, and I have some prescriptions, but I'm never fully sure of what's covered and what's not.
With Humana's all-in-one Medicare Advantage plans, you get coverage for hospital stays, doctor visits, and Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable and sometimes no monthly plan premium.
Do you have any more information?
Sure. I'll get a decision guide in the mail to you today. They're free.
Finally, someone who understands the real me.
Your health and happiness is important to us. Call or go online now to get your free decision guide. Call a licensed Humana sales agent today.
Where to go and what to do in Muscle Shoals in Florence, Alabama. Personalized just for you. Find your sweet spots at alabama.travel/sweet spot.
As smart as our pets might be, they can't advocate for themselves. That's why it's important you make your pet part of your family's disaster preparedness plan. Talk to your veterinarian and visit banfieldfoundation.org/disaster. Don't save it for a rainy day.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at an air temperature that's already climbing 86 degrees right now. Dew point value coming in at 73, so it's very sticky out there. Very warm, humid. I think a lot of folks are enjoying the warmer weather. Don't get me wrong. I think some people, a lot of people actually, would probably like a little bit of a cooler taste of some chillier weather coming our way, and I think that's in the cards. That's in the cards for this weekend, it looks like. Kind of a mix of sun and clouds out there right now. Some clouds building, some coming up from the south. Together, I think they have about a 30% chance of producing a little bit of rainfall during the afternoon. South wind also starting to turn more southerly today, coming in breezy at 14. That southerly wind helping to increase the humidity. I think tomorrow we'll probably see that wind turning even a little bit more southwest. And the humidity tomorrow will be even higher than it is today. I bet you we get dew point values tomorrow of 73.4. So we're looking at 87 degrees, I think, by around 3 p.m. with a 30% chance of rain. That continues on into the early evening hours, then kind of dissipates as the sun goes down. Overnight, we'll drop down into the 70s once again. Patchy fog possibly tomorrow, but I'd say the wind speeds are going to be up a little bit. So I'm not sure that that's going to be a big problem tomorrow. We have across the region quiet conditions on radar right now, but that will change, as I mentioned, with a few spotty showers lifting north. Otherwise, those showers lifting north are also producing a little bit of cloud cover across the region, as well as some locally grown cloud cover. But your eye is obviously drawn to this line of showers that extends through the deep south. That's our frontal boundary. That's what's headed our way. That line of showers will slowly sink southward, and it'll actually kind of shrink and become more concentrated in a more solid line of showers, I think. Small, thin, ribbon-like shower line of showers. That will be sinking through here probably tomorrow evening or early in the morning, Thursday morning. And then after it passes south, some pretty rapid clearing. Back to the west of it, there's some cold air. All these areas outlined here in the kind of violets and blues, those are either freeze watches or warnings that are up for places as far south as Corpus Christi. So there's definitely some colder air back behind that frontal boundary. And basically, here's what will happen. We have kind of a double-barrel, low-pressure frontal boundary situation in the deep south. It's kind of messy. What will happen is it'll coalesce into one frontal boundary, which will sink southward. This ribbon of showers and maybe a few thunderstorms even will start to develop on that. And as it sinks south, move into our area tomorrow night through Thursday morning. And that'll bring us a chance even of some thunderstorms around. Don't anticipate severe weather, but certainly do anticipate some breezy winds and kind of a little bit of a chill in the air as we head into Thursday night and some of that colder air starts to drain down. For today, though, another warm day. Afternoon showers possible, a few of them around. And then we wait for Thursday for that front to arrive in the colder air as well. Thunderstorms a possibility throughout the state today. Nothing severe. Again, tomorrow, nothing severe. We'll watch the storm systems kind of chip away at the chances of rain as that colder, drier air builds in from the west across the United States. And our rain chances really start to go down pretty quickly on Thursday, particularly Thursday afternoon. Maybe Thursday morning we still get a shower or two, but Thursday evening, it'll clear out very quickly, and the winds will get breezy out of the north. Big changes coming our way. You can see the few scattered showers lifting up from the south, and then the showers building back to the west as that frontal boundary approaches. So for boaters today, not too bad. South wind coming in at about 10. Watch those winds tomorrow kind of pick up just a little bit, I think. Today, light chop on your bay and inland waters. Here's the forecast. 87 today, warm again tomorrow. On Thursday, better chances of rainfall, a little bit of cloud cover around. And then clearing on the second half of the day will put the daytime high temperature at 78 occurring early and then probably falling through the afternoon. Waiting for it? Friday, 68 degrees, nighttime low 55. Big changes. Full sun Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and temperatures all that time will be in the 70s. Scott?
All right, John. Thank you so much. In Health Smart, some parents are worried about the rare polio-like illness that's paralyzing children across the country. Some are accusing the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention of underreporting deaths and hiding information from the public. Reporter Elizabeth Cohen spoke with a family who lost their son after his battle with the illness.
Carter Roberts, 3.5 years old.
Just the epitome of what any happy little kid should be. Just very charming little boy.
But then,
good job.
Doctors from 3 different medical centers diagnosed Carter with acute flaccid myelitis, or AFM. He was paralyzed below his neck by the polio-like illness.
His sister Macy chose to put the cherub on top. Those are his ashes.
Carter passed away in September at the age of 5. And he's not the only child to succumb to AFM this year. At least one other, 6-year-old Alex Bustamante, lost his battle with AFM in May.
But the CDC says no AFM deaths in 2018.
That's not true.
If you could be in a room with the director of the CDC, what would you say to him?
Just wake up and do your job. Tell us what you're hiding.
We asked Dr. Ann Schuchat, Principal Deputy Director of the CDC, why the agency is reporting 0 deaths in 2018.
These parents want to know, why haven't these deaths been recognized by the CDC?
The reporting of the disease has a lot of steps, so there may be a lag. We are working 24/7 to increase recognition, to get the reporting into the system. Every one of these episodes is difficult and the deaths are really tragic.
The parents think the CDC is hiding something.
Okay, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm just very committed on behalf of the agency to share what we know when we know it.
The CDC's own medical advisors on AFM, who spoke to CNN, say the lag in reporting the deaths is too long, that the turnaround should be faster. Parents have also criticized how the agency has handled the outbreak.
If you could give the CDC a grade for how they've handled AFM, what grade would you give them?
F.
Failure.
Carter's family worries. How will the CDC learn from these deaths if they don't recognize them?
I'd hate to think that there would be another parent crying their eyes out because their child's in an urn.
Now they're left to remember their son, who had just started kindergarten when he died.
He was super smart. And I think his backpack is probably the hardest thing to see.
They hope that his death will be recognized and make a difference. Elizabeth Cohen, CNN, Moseley, Virginia.
For the first time in a decade, the Department of Health and Human Services is updating its guidelines for physical activity. Americans are not getting the exercise they need, costing the healthcare system more than $100 billion each year. And people can dramatically improve their health by moving more and sitting less. That's not groundbreaking, but a review of several years of new research shows if you have a sedentary desk job, you don't have to quit, but the new research shows you can offset all that sitting by moving more when you're not at work. You can read more about it in the Journal of the American Medical Association. So it's time for lunch. Let's get over to the kitchen and say hello today to ABC 7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher. Judy?
You know, sometimes the best things in life are the easiest things in life.
So I love having French cut lamb chops available, rack of lamb that I can cut almost into a lamb lollipop. They've done the cleaning for me over at Whole Foods, nice clear clean bone, so this can be an entertainment dish as well. We're going to marry some baby organic spinach and arugula together, some hothouse cucumbers, grape tomatoes, artichokes, of course, lots of bright lemon. Bring it together with a pre-made Greek salad dressing and orzo. It's going to be a creamy protein bowl that is just going to be delicious, but like I said, easy enough to serve when you're entertaining. This is the time of year we're going to be eating a lot of turkey, a lot of prime rib, a lot of ham around the holidays. So having something like baby lamb chops on some delicious spinach with all these bright flavors, it's just going to enhance that great feel we have to feel good. We'll go out for a power walk. We'll be ready for the next feeding fest. I'll be back to start cooking in just a few minutes.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Subaru Impreza today for just $182 a month, or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do. Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000. Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking an anchor/reporter to co-anchor the Good Morning Suncoast newscast. Experience required. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply. Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
A camera inside a store on Florida's East Coast captures video of a truck crashing through the front door, taking out everything in its path. The owner says it's not the first time something like this has happened. Allison Henning has the video.
This surveillance video capturing the moment a pickup truck slammed through the Ashley Greer storefront, ending up in the center of the boutique.
The braking doesn't start until here, and then it's just too late.
Looking at the damage inside, there's glass and concrete covering the floor, displays scattered across the store, and a piece of the truck still in the center of the room. Atlantic Beach police identifying the driver as 21-year-old William Southworth. He's charged with DUI, reckless driving, and DUI with property damage. Here he is in court this afternoon.
It's a difficult situation to come into your business that you've poured your heart and soul into, and to see it just destroyed.
The business was set to celebrate its 5th anniversary next Thursday.
We've never had a burglary, but we've had plenty of car crashes. We've had more than our share.
4 crashes in 4 years, to be exact. The last one happening only 8 months ago, with repairs just a few days away from wrapping up. But now, with the worst damage she's seen so far, store owner Robin Spence says there's now another long road ahead.
I would say that this one's definitely going to be 4 months, if not 5.
And is that 4 to 5 months that you'll have to be closed for?
Most likely.
Allison Henning reporting there. Let's get back to the kitchen now and check in again with Judy Gallagher and find out how lunch is coming along.
First thing you want to do when you get your rack of lamb, if you're getting the French cut, you can see it's already cleared off on the bone. That makes it so much easier to pick up so it won't be greasy. Then what you want to do is you want to just cut it down in between, right down by the bone. You'll get a perfect cut. In here I've made a mixture of powdered mustard, citrus salt, smoked salt, some crushed fennel, and we're going to put that all together. Little celery salt will enhance that as well. Get your pan hot, olive oil in the pan, just about a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons at the very most. And see this little bone right here? We have just a little bit left. I'm going to put that in a Ziploc bag, and that's going in the freezer because that is going to just enhance stock that I can make later on down the road. Little cutting down end pieces of peppers and onions, all that, just put it in a little Ziploc bag and label it for stew or soup, and then you have an enhanced flavor. It's going to be really good. Doesn't take a long time to cook lamb, and medium rare is your best temperature. So while this is going to go for about 2 to 3 minutes per side, it's sat out for almost a half an hour on the counter to get to room temperature. Both sides now are seasoned. We're going to keep a good close eye. See that sizzle? We're going to get a good close eye in that sear, and there we can see. Now, when you're cooking something like lamb chops, pork chops, you also want to make sure that your cooking tip, turn it over on the side. Hold it with those tongs like that. 30 seconds, and you're going to just get those pieces that really need to get a little browner done, so you're not going to have a raw piece right on the bone. Second way you can do that is preheat the oven to 450 degrees. Pop it in the oven for 5 minutes. I do it with fish all the time too, and that'll really just sear off that edge. In the meantime, a nice good quality orzo. Cook it up ahead of time. It's usually about 5 cups of boiling water. Add half a box of the orzo, and then I add a little bit of lemon zest right into that. Once it comes out, I drain it. Little olive oil. We'll let that sit for a little bit with some more zest of lemon. Really layering the flavor, okay? If you want to, you can add a little garlic. I have a little garlic salt on the lamb chops though, so I don't want this to be too much. Now, truth be told, I forgot the feta cheese, but to be honest, I'm not going to miss it in this particular dish. We're synonymous with thinking lamb and things like that. You don't necessarily need to have the cheese. This is going to have a beautiful base with all the bright vegetables that we're going to come back and add in just a minute. So stay with us. There's more cooking in the kitchen to be done.
It's year-end clearance time at every Gettle location. Over 3,000 new vehicles, over 1,000 used vehicles on clearance right now at Gettle.com. And Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Get credit help, fast cash for your car, and year-end clearance prices right now at a Gettle dealership near you. Gettle's got it. At Gettle.com.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Get the best Black Friday deals right now during the Black Friday sales event at Sunset Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or get the most awarded SUV of all time, a new Jeep Cherokee, for as little as $19,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Renegade 4x4 for just $16,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat in Sarasota.
Ready to open up new opportunities as an electrician? Don't do it yourself. Team up with Mr. Sparky instead. We're locally owned and looking for people like you. We offer our electricians great perks that you just won't get going it alone. And whether you're an apprentice, a master electrician, or somewhere in between, we have a spot for you.
Best decision I ever made.
Apply online or call today.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When there's the potential for severe weather, you need to know fast. Trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather to get you the information you need right away. We focus on the storms that impact where you live, and we're committed to alerting you with important information as soon as we get it. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Keep up with the Suncoast. Watch your favorite ABC 7 shows on your streaming device.
Coming up, the accused Mexican drug lord known as El Chapo will stand trial today in New York. Plus, with 42 deaths now, the Camp Fire in Northern California, the deadliest wildfire in modern history there. And the Sarasota County School District getting feedback again on how to solve overcrowding at Venice High School.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story at 12:30. The death toll is climbing in California's historic wildfires. At least 42 people in the Camp Fire, as it's called. Hundreds remain missing today. And in Southern California, the Woolsey Fire continues to rage, and firefighters are up against another extremely windy day there. ABC's Natalie Brunell is there.
This morning, more than 5,000 firefighters struggling to control multiple infernos.
There's been a flare-up right here.
The Woolsey Fire obliterating more than 435 buildings, from oceanside mansions in Malibu to entire mobile home communities.
20 people lost their homes in here. I mean, that's just devastating. That's probably the hardest.
Officials have surveyed only a portion of the burn area, so the number of homes lost expected to rise.
The embers hit certain houses. My old neighborhood, probably 8 out of 10 homes are lost.
To the north, the Camp Fire officially becoming the deadliest wildfire in California's history. More than 40 people now confirmed dead.
Ernest Foss, age 65, from Paradise. Jesus Fernandez, age 48, from Concal. Carl Wiley, age 77, from Magalia.
Ernie Foss Jr.'s family telling ABC News he was a grandfather and a musician. His body found just feet from his home. Teams continue searching the burned out remains of thousands of homes in Butte County as more than 200 people remain missing. There were electrical circuit outages reported in the areas where the Camp and Woolsey fires erupted, but the causes of both fires remain under investigation. Natalie Brunell, ABC News, Calabasas, California.
A hearing will be held today in the stalking case brought against George Zimmerman after he was accused of threatening a private investigator who was working on a documentary about the Trayvon Martin shooting. Court documents show that Zimmerman plans to plead no contest to misdemeanor stalking charges. Zimmerman was accused of sending threatening messages to a private investigator who had contacted him about a documentary series on Martin. Zimmerman fatally shot the black teenager back in 2012. He was acquitted of all charges in the shooting. After multiple arrests, escape from jail, and years on the run, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman will face justice. Opening arguments for his criminal trial begin today in New York City. Guzman was pleading not guilty to the charges, and his defense attorney says he's ready and focused for the trial. By air and on land, a security detail will bring El Chapo to a federal courthouse. Prosecutors say he's the kingpin of a massive drug trafficking network between the United States and Mexico and laundered more than $14 billion from drug sales.
They have to show not only that
they engaged in trafficking, but that they knew the trafficking of these drugs were headed to the United States.
And to prove that, more than a dozen cooperating witnesses are expected to take the stand. Guzman's defense attorney says the trial is expected to last months. A Denver area Uber driver is accused of kidnapping and kissing a 15-year-old girl who was trying to get home from work. Sheriff's investigators say Ahmed Muse picked up the girl Saturday along with other passengers through Uber Pool. Police say Muse refused to drop the girl off at her home. They say he then returned the girl to her original destination, locked the doors, and kissed her against her will before letting her go. Uber said it removed Muse from the app in response to his arrest. Today marks the 3rd anniversary of the Paris terrorist attacks that left 130 people dead at a music hall and other public gathering spots across the city. Today's balloon release remembers those killed in the 2015 attack that was carried out by a group armed with assault rifles and explosives who targeted 6 locations across Paris. ISIS claimed responsibility. Time now to get a check on our weather here on the Suncoast. Meteorologist John Scalzi is back, and we are warm again today.
Man, aren't we ever? Well above average, 8 degrees or so above average.
Is that right?
And it has, yeah, all week long. I mean, it's just, I mean, if you, on the average daily high and low, if you take the high and low, you know, add them together, divide by 2, that kind of thing, it's about 8 degrees above where we normally would find ourselves. And that has big implications for our electric bills and for the power requirements and such during these months. I do think, though, that we will get some relief from all of that as we head into the weekend. And some people will feel like they may even need to run their heat instead of their air conditioner. Yeah.
One extreme to the other.
Exactly. So if you haven't already done so, make sure you check out your heater and that it's A-OK and ready to go, as we may see temperatures drop down into the 50s, even 40s in some inland locations. Sarasota Bay webcam put into motion shows pretty nice conditions. Then remember those showers that I talked about to our south? There come the clouds from those showers around our area. None of them producing any rainfall yet, but we do have a chance at seeing some of those showers lifting north through the area as we head into the afternoon. We saw some yesterday. We'll probably see some again this afternoon. Temperatures are certainly on the warm side of average. Even already we're running around 4 or 5 degrees above where we normally would be. We've got 86 degrees in Sarasota, 84 degrees in Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, 85 in Mayaca Parish, 82 Venice, 81 Inglewood, 78 Longboat Key. Headed to a nice sunny sun cloud mix this afternoon. As we head into tomorrow, though, the cloud cover that you see to the north of us is going to sink south, bringing us a better chance of some rain showers around. We'll go with the daytime high of about 87 degrees or so, with about a 30% chance of rainfall lingering into the early evening hours. Evening comes so early now. And then as we head into the overnight, I think we'll be left with the potential of some patchy fog, but winds will be picking up tomorrow as well, so that may help the situation out. We'll talk all about the forecast in just a second, Scott.
Thank you, John. Today, the Sarasota County School District will hold a 3rd public meeting to try to figure out what to do about overcrowding at Venice High School. The district is holding a series of these meetings to get feedback. District officials are debating whether to build another wing or add portables until a new school is eventually built in the growing West Villages area of Northport. Venice High was recently renovated and has a capacity for 2,100 students, but is already over that capacity by around 300 students. Today's public workshop will be in the cafeteria at Venice Elementary School at 3:15. USA Today reporting the Northport, Sarasota, Bradenton area is ranked number 24 for job growth in the United States. There are now 48,000 more people working on the Suncoast than there were just 5 years ago. Overall, employment climbed the most in the professional and business services industry, which added 12,400 jobs. These numbers will likely continue to rise as the Atlanta Braves spring training stadium nears completion and other projects move to the area. Let's get back to the kitchen and check on lunch with Culinary Director Judy Gallagher now. Judy?
So the lamb chops are just about a perfect medium rare. Remember, when you're cooking meat and poultry, it's going to continue to cook outside of the pan, resting on the plate. Usually comes up about 5 degrees is your average, okay? So we're just going to sear off that little side that I showed you about, and that's going to come off because it is going to come up to temperature when it's cooked. This is also, just to serve lamb chops like this with a yogurt dipping sauce around the holidays, fantastic upscale appetizer, okay? So that's something you might want to think about. 2 per person is what I average, especially when it's the holidays. Now I have the pan with all the flavor. So I'm going to take this radicchio And that's that bittery cabbage-like, it's in between a lettuce and a cabbage. And radicchio grows in the Treviso region in Italy, and so they do a lot of northern style cooking with that as well. And one thing I learned from cooking in Treviso with a few chefs was exactly this. Just a simple little saute, but using that same pan as the meat just to get that balance of flavor, okay? So we have that in there, so let's line the plate. We have a little bit left over if we need it. We're just gonna kind of spread it out because the next thing that's coming on is the orzo. Remember we put in that zest of lemon right in there? Oh, I love orzo. Little mint can do you as well, and then just enhance it, some more of the seasoning that we used before, the fennel, little diced rosemary. Now we can get creative. So we get these beautiful grape tomatoes. That's where you really want to go organic in your vegetables. You can really taste the difference. You know how sometimes we're always saying like, oh, it just didn't taste the way my grandmother's garden did. You're right, because it's not your grandmother's garden if it's been sitting in a truck for a long time, right? So if you can't grow your own, especially here in Florida, off season, just make sure that you're buying a nice organic brand. And now with the farmers markets coming in with our own local, it's going to be perfect. So a little salt and pepper. And we have built, right, this beautiful salad just like this. And then I could either take Greek yogurt, lemon juice, dill, and a little white wine vinegar, or you can buy it already made. And we'll give that a little topping, and then we'll put around the lamb chops. So when we come back, it'll be ready for a taste, and it will be delicious.
Happy Honda Days are here, and you're gonna like the holiday clearance savings. Save on the Accord. On sale for just $249 a month. That's the North American car of the year for less than the competition. Our most impressive Honda ever. On clearance for only $249 a month, loaded with more options, including a turbocharged engine and Honda Sensing. Do not miss these Honda clearance savings this week at your local Honda dealer.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
From the moment she walked in the door, we stopped having to go to the pharmacy. Certain prescriptions, my health plan or the pharmacy wasn't even able to get here. And hospice provided them, and all we had to do was call up, and the next thing they know, there was another, a delivery.
Take in the beauty around you. It will improve the lion's share of your day. Experience the beauty of The Lion King live at the Van Wezel in March 2019. Get your tickets at vanwezel.org.
Like ABC7 on Facebook to stay connected to the team you trust. Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
86 degrees current air temperature. On our way to a warm afternoon, mix of sun, fair weather clouds out there currently. Those fair weather clouds may produce a few scattered showers around a little bit later on this afternoon. We have a humidity of 65%. We have a dew point value at high at 73. That dew point value is certainly significant. That means that we are on our way to a sticky afternoon. Tomorrow, I bet the dew point value is even a little bit higher as our winds shift to the southwest. 30% chance of showers this afternoon. After we've reached our daytime high of about 87, we'll carry on into the evening hours and watch those showers become fewer and fewer until they eventually just dissipate completely, leaving us with a partly cloudy overnight. Tomorrow morning looks to be pretty nice. We got one little shower that's popped up now just to the north of Punta Gorda, moving into DeSoto County. Again, this is about the worst you're going to see today, is just a few scattered areas of drizzle or patchy showers. We have more down to the south. We're getting a little cloud cover from that from time to time, mostly the high, thin clouds. Otherwise, this is what we'll be waiting for. This is on the march. It's moving southward ever so slowly. It's a snail's pace. One line of showers will probably be with us by tomorrow evening, and then another line of showers will probably move through here maybe Thursday morning. We have two actual areas of wind convergence, wind shifts in the atmosphere, two frontal boundaries that'll kind of coalesce eventually into one. As it does that, a line of showers will form along that frontal boundary and sink southward, and that will bring us our chance of rainfall Wednesday night into Thursday morning, and then by Thursday afternoon we'll be in that high pressure ridge and the winds will shift. We'll start to dry out and clear out. Another warm day for us today, a few afternoon showers around, and then we wait for that front, which is going to bring us the big changes. Here's our forecast. This is a forecast that we run here at the station. It's kind of proprietary, and we put it into motion. You'll watch the showers kind of lift up from the south today, get a few of those sprinkles. And then tomorrow, we'll start to watch the system sink southward. It'll form, I think, two lines of showers. The first one will move through here by probably tomorrow evening, maybe early in the morning on Thursday, and then the second line coming through Thursday morning, dissipating as it does so. I don't think we're looking for any severe weather today, but we'll keep an eye on it. Cloud cover will also be increasing over the course of the next 24 hours, especially tomorrow as this whole line begins to get a little bit closer to us. Tropics, we're still watching this area of disturbed weather, although it's becoming less and less likely that we'll have anything develop here. If it did, it would be called Patty, but it won't, I don't think. We're looking at now only about a 20 to 30% chance of it developing over 2 to 5 days. And you know, it's got upper level shear to deal with. It's got the land masses to deal with. So it probably won't make it into the history books. But we'll keep an eye on it just in case it does. South wind coming in at about 10, switching to the east overnight. Light chop 2-foot seas. Nice day for boating, actually. As we head into the next 24, well, we're going to stay warm today and tomorrow as well, even though we start to cloud up tomorrow and we get that good chance of rain showers probably coming our way in the second half of the day on Wednesday into the overnight, lingering through the morning on Thursday. Then we see the clearing take place, and then the beautiful weather start to be ushered in on that northerly wind, brisk northerly wind as well. So it might be kind of a sketchy day for boating on Friday, boaters. Keep an eye on that. The winds may be still just a little elevated. But as we head into the weekend, we'll see temperatures drop down into the upper 60s, low 70s for daytime highs. Nighttime lows cool, crisp, comfortable 50s. Looks like a beautiful couple of days, Scott.
Looks perfect to me. John, thank you so much. In consumer news, the wait is over. Amazon finally makes a decision on where the company will build new headquarters. Amazon choosing locations in both New York City and Arlington, Virginia for its second headquarters. Known as HQ2, the headquarters will be split between New York's Long Island City and the Queens and Arlington, and will bring tens of thousands of jobs to those areas. Amazon has been searching for a suitable location for HQ2 for more than a year now. More than 200 cities and regions, including some here on the Suncoast, applied for those headquarters. Macy's thinks the future may be in going smaller. The Wall Street Journal reports the 160-year-old retailer is planning to cut the amount of merchandise and employees at some lower performing stores. And the stores themselves will be shrinking, with entire sections being walled off. The smaller footprint has already been tried out at a handful of stores. Petco is raising the bar when it comes to our pets' health. The pet store chain will stop selling pet food and treats with artificial ingredients. It's reportedly a first for any major pet food retailer. Petco CEO said they aim to set a new standard, and the goal is better health and wellness for our beloved animals in our homes. Starting in January, Petco will begin to remove from store shelves all dog or cat food and treats with artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives. Still to come in your Suncoast News, we'll check in one more time with Judy in the kitchen, and then how fans across the country are paying tribute to comic book legend Stan Lee.
It's year-end clearance time at every Gettle location. Over 3,000 new vehicles, over 1,000 used vehicles on clearance right now at Gettle.com. And Gettle Pre-Owned Certified Plus means buying with peace of mind. Get credit help, fast cash for your car, and year-end clearance prices right now at a Gettle dealership near you. Gettle's got it. At Gettle.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Experience true automotive luxury at Sunset Maserati, Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first. I will never accept defeat. I will never quit. I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
ABC7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
Here we have it. Is this not the perfect meal? Grilled baby lamb chops seasoned with the powdered mustard and fennel and oregano, some artichokes. You can use canned artichokes, hearts on this, Greek yogurt dressing, so simple, and layers of flavors with the sauteed radicchio that's gonna just absorb the oil and that juiciness from the lamb. Layers again with zest of lemon, and you have the perfect dish. If you want this recipe, go on mysuncoast.com, click on the Suncoast View. Now it's a little switch on our brand new website, and remember to refresh that app. You'll get the video, the recipe, and you'll get to take a look at the restaurant page and see our restaurant partners that we're all working with. It's so enjoyable. So enjoy this dish, and for now, I'll send it back to you guys.
Judy, thank you. In entertainment news, fans are paying tribute to a comics legend. People have been gathering and leaving items at Stan Lee's Hollywood Walk of Fame star in Los Angeles since news broke yesterday that he passed away. Lee helped usher in a new era of superhero storytelling. He created or helped create a string of characters including Spider-Man, the Hulk, the X-Men, Iron Man, and Thor. He became Marvel's editorial director and publisher in 1972. Movies in the Marvel Universe have gained worldwide popularity and are now a multi-billion-dollar success. Ryan Reynolds has a new role, and World War I like you've never seen it before. David Daniel has it all in the Hollywood Minute.
Did you just talk?
Whoa.
Did you just understand me?
Oh my God, you can understand me! Stop! I've been so lonely!
Yes, that's the voice of Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds, as Pokemon Detective Pikachu. The first trailer for the movie, set in Rhyme City, where people and Pokemon live in not quite harmony, racked up hundreds of thousands of views in its first hours online. Justice Smith co-stars in the Pokemon pick, which hits theaters next May.
So I come up with it.
Sandra Bullock is ponying up for ponies and other animals. The actress has donated $100,000 to the Humane Society of Ventura County, which is rescuing animals and caring for those evacuated from the Southern California wildfires. The group says the money will go to help animals from horses and bulls to donkeys and ducks. 100 years after it ended, you can see film of World War I that looks as if it happened yesterday. Peter Jackson used modern film technology to give grainy, black and white silent footage, color, sound, even a 3D effect. The resulting film, They Shall Not Grow Old, is set to play selected U.S. theaters on Monday, December 17th and Thursday, December 27th. Check fathomevents.com for showtimes. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Pretty incredible there. Michael Bublé is back on the music scene after a 2-year break. The 4-time Grammy winner took a break to spend more time with his family after his young son Noah was diagnosed with cancer in 2016. Well, Noah's doing better, and Bublé is returning to music with his 10th studio album titled Love. It will be released Friday. Bublé will also be performing on his tour at Amalie Arena in Tampa this coming February. February 13th, I think, by the way, right before Valentine's Day.
Heard him a couple years ago.
He's good.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again at 4 o'clock, everyone.